Do you have a mother wound? Well, if you didn't know that you had it, it might be the reason that your breakup is especially excruciating during this time. So, do you feel like your emotions are just too much? Do you need to grieve quietly and heal without bothering anybody or making yourself a burden during this time? Do you ever feel like you failed because you didn't sacrifice enough to make the relationship work? Does this breakup feel bigger than just losing your partner? Like it's triggering something deeper and much more painful that you can't exactly name? Are you replaying every mistake that you might have made, convinced that it happened because you are fundamentally not enough? If any of this sounds familiar, your mother wound might be showing up during your breakup or your divorce, and that's one of the reasons that it's so painful, outside of all of the typical feelings of loss and bereavement that you might have. So, most people don't really connect all of these dots because they think that the pain they're feeling is all about their ex and missing them and this person. But a lot of what you feel after a breakup is not actually about your partner, but the wounds that are triggered after they leave or after you have to break up. And what about if it's about wounds from childhood that really trigger all of these things that you didn't even know were there before, all of these wounds under the surface? So, hi, my name is Andrea. I'm an EFT empowerment coach based in Munich, Germany, but I do workshops online, webinars, and also one-on-one sessions on Zoom. And I help professional women heal from heartbreak and rebuild their confidence after the relationships end. And today I want to talk about something that changes everything once you see it. How your mother wound is playing out in your breakup or separation or divorce. Let me walk you through some of the signs, because you might not even realize that this is what's happening. So, 1, the hypervigilance of feeling like you're too much, watching certain cues, seeing how people are acting. Did they say something like that made you, did they say something that you think that you're being a bother, that you're being a burden, that you're being too much? Did your mom make you feel like your emotions were inconvenient? Like you needed to be smaller or quiet or less needy? If so, you probably spent your entire relationship monitoring yourself, trying not to be too emotional, too dramatic, too sensitive. Maybe they even told you, oh, stop being so dramatic, stop being a drama queen, stop being whatever. And now, maybe you're trying to grieve quietly without bothering anybody. You're not asking for help. You're trying to cry and grieve politely without being a bother. Healing without being a burden to anybody else. Your heartbreak might feel like something that you need to manage by yourself because you don't know how to ask for help, because you've always been the one that had to rely on yourself. This can show up as, this is what the mother wound can look like. The belief that your feelings are just too much for other people to handle, so you need to handle them by yourselves. Pattern 2, the belief that love equals sacrifice. Did you watch your mom lose herself in the relationship? Did she give and give and give until there was nothing left of her, and then blame you? If so, if you saw that pattern, you're probably doing the same thing with your kids or in your relationships. You might bend over backwards to shapes that fit what your partner needed. You're doing the emotional labor for them. You're doing everything for everybody else to save them and to fix them. And you're prioritizing their comfort and their needs over your own. You've made yourself smaller so that they could be bigger. And now the breakup feels like a failure because maybe you feel that you didn't do enough. If you had just said the right thing, if you had just been better, then you would be worthy of having it. Maybe you're thinking, if I just tried harder, or if I had been less problematic or less dramatic or less needy, that you could have fixed it. That's the wound talking. Love is not supposed to cost you yourself. Pattern 3, the terror of being abandoned. Was your mom emotionally unavailable, physically there, but maybe emotionally gone? Did she spend your childhood trying to get your attention? Did you spend your childhood trying to get her attention, her approval, her presence? If so, rejection doesn't just hurt. It can feel like death. The breakup isn't just about losing your partner now. It's about every time you needed your mom and she wasn't there for you. Every time you cried alone, every time you didn't feel the comfort or the nurturing that you needed. Every time you felt invisible, every time you wondered if you really mattered at all. The pain is bigger than this relationship because it's tapping into something much older, and that's why it hurts so much. Pattern 4, the inability to ask for what you need. Did you learn early on that your needs were just burdensome or not important? Did you learn that asking for things made you difficult, that good girls don't need much, or they're quiet, or respectable? If so, you probably stayed quiet in your relationship too. You didn't want to ask for too much. You thought you were the easygoing one. You thought you're the chill girl who doesn't need much. Maybe you hinted. Maybe you hoped that they'd notice. Maybe you thought you could make them mind read what you really needed because you didn't want to just ask, and then you blew up with resentment. Maybe the breakup happened partly because you never learned to use your voice. You never asked for what you actually needed because you were terrified of being problematic. That's the mother wound. The belief that your needs will push people away. Here's pattern 5, the endless self-blame. Did your mom criticize you more than she celebrated you? Did you grow up feeling like you were never quite enough, never quite right? Maybe this even made you a perfectionist who thought that whatever standard that you had to be higher than everybody else's for you to be worthy of praise, of getting attention and positive approval? If so, you're probably replaying every single mistake you might have made in the relationship right now, over and over. Every minute you failed, every time that you tried and didn't say the right thing, every single way that you were not good enough. You're convinced that this relation ended because probably it was you who was defective, because something must be wrong with you. But here's the truth. This relationship did not end because you're broken. It ended because there was some reason that it wasn't right, and there are two people in the relationship, and each of them have a role. Here's why this matters. Understanding the mother wound helps you with your breakup recovery because you can't heal what you don't understand. If you think the pain you're feeling is all about your ex and how they were this amazing person that is now not in your life anymore, then you're missing some of the core wounds that you have inside that are making you feel like this. If you recognize that the pain is also about unhealed wounds from your relationship with your mother, you can actually address what needs to be healed. So, moving forward, healing your mother wound does not mean blaming your mom, it's important to say. She probably did the best she could with the emotional tools that she had. But it means recognizing the pattern so that you can choose differently next time. It means understanding why this relationship hurts the way it does. It means separating what's this relationship about with what is your childhood. If you're realizing right now that your mother wound is playing out in your separation or your divorce or breakup, you don't have to figure this out alone. I help women to untangle these patterns using EFT tapping. We work on the breakup grief and the deeper wounds that you have underneath so that you can actually heal instead of just trying to survive right now. Join my Healing Your Heartbreak workshop that I have on a monthly basis. We'll be using EFT tapping to process the breakup and some of these belief wounds that were triggered inside. Go ahead and check the description to see when my next one is coming up. Or book a one-on-one session with me and we can really get to the bottom of where some of your core wounds have shown up today and how you're feeling now so that you can move through this breakup, process it, so you can come out on the other side with more confidence and feeling like you're taking a step forward. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe and like my video and share with somebody who you think needs it.